I want to draw everyone's attention, however, to the way that the mainstream media and the left-leaning media has been framing who Johnson is. I quote directly from Politico and the Washington Post and NBC News, who call him a conspiracy theorist who fought to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. He supports abortion bans without limitations, is opposed to LGBTQ rights, and believes the FBI discriminates against conservatives. He has said that at least 100 known terrorists have crossed into the U.S. from Mexico, and he voted against a reauth of the Violence Against Women Act. And most saliently, here's how he is being sort of described the veneer, which is courtesy of the New York Magazine. Johnson has bridged the gap by combining total commitment to Trump's authoritarian ambitions with a soothing, low-key persona. So do not look for any type of support coming from the left, unfortunately.
If Mike Johnson looks like MAGA, swims like MAGA, and quacks like MAGA, then he probably is MAGA.
I mean, we know that we're living in a completely amoral society. And so people say, how can a young person go into their schoolhouse and open fire on their classmates? Because we've taught a whole generation, a couple of generations now of Americans, that there is no right and wrong, that it's about survival of the fittest, and you evolve from the primordial slime. Why is that life of any sacred value? Because there's nobody sacred to whom it's owed. None of this should surprise us. And it leads in the next slide for me, it leads into just chaos.
There you have it, folks. The new Republican Speaker of the House saying mass shootings happen in America because of the theory of evolution. What?
Roe v. Wade gave constitutional cover to the elective killing of unborn children in America. Period. You think about the implications of that on the economy. We're all struggling here to cover the bases of Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and all the rest. If we had all those able-bodied workers in the economy, we wouldn't be going upside down and toppling over like this. Listen,
the gentleman
I will not yield. I will not. Roe was a terrible corruption of America's constitutional jurisprudence.
Now he's saying that if it weren't for Roe v. Wade, we'd have a lot more workers and Social Security we'd be paid for. These are the same people that don't want immigrants coming here and working. The hits just keep coming with this guy. But you know what? He gets an endorsement from somebody who really knows what he's talking about. Watch this.
I don't think I could have turned out better, everybody. I really think that this is like a mini miracle, and this is well on our way. We're going to look back and see all these things had to unfold just the way they did, and also on God's timing, not our timing. And I am
always perfect.
It's one of the I think we'll look back, and this will be one of the biggest wins leading up to the future election.
When you get an endorsement from the pillow guy, you know you're doing something right. Oh my God, what is going on? Insanity. This guy, Mike Johnson, came out of nowhere. The Republicans were having a hard time getting a Speaker of the House, agreeing on a Speaker of the House, and they finally settled on this guy, Mike Johnson. He looks pretty innocuous. Like the way you look at him, he's got his glasses. He looks like, he looks a lot more, let's say, congressional than Jim Jordan rolling up his sleeves and being all la 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 la. So you go, oh, this guy seems pretty harmless until you just do a little Google search. You realize he's a crazy nut job. He's an evangelical nut job. He's pretty much a televangelist. He's blaming everything on something that ungodly happening. He said that, for example, mass shootings are happening because of the sexual revolution and because we introduced the theory of evolution into schools and we took away morals and therefore mass shootings. It has nothing to do with guns. It has nothing to do with the access to guns. It has nothing to do with we're the only country in the world, even though there's other countries that are also Christian. This is the only country in the world that has this many mass shootings and has millions and millions of guns. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with the access to the AR-15s and the semi-automatics and all that other stuff. It has nothing to do. By the way, a lot of these guys who go into these places and shoot people up are reading manifestos, leaving manifestos that are all hate manifestos that have some sort of biblical Armageddon kind of thought to them. And yet, this guy says, no, the issue is not the craziness that comes with thinking far-right extremist thought, but rather it comes with free love. It comes with sex from the 60s, teaching people the theory of evolution. This same guy says that if Roe versus Wade hadn't happened, we'd have a lot of workers, everything would be fixed. Let's take a woman's right to choose away and bring all these people, by the way, all those people that would have come into this world because Roe versus Wade would not have been allowed, abortion wouldn't have been allowed, they all would have had healthy childhoods, would have grown up healthy, and they would have ended up all in the workforce doing great things. None of them would have ended up in bad situations, maybe coming from a background that they couldn't have prospered in life. None of them would have had that. No, it's all roses for this guy. He is not a good choice for Speaker of the House, and MAGA right has won. MAGA right has basically taken over any kind of logical conservative Republican that existed. They all basically have now been taken over by the MAGA right, who, by the way, are not going to get anything done. Listen, I will eat my words. I will post this video and criticize myself if Mike Johnson comes in and passes a budget, keeps the government going, actually passes laws that help the people in his constituency, people in America, like Joe Biden has with the infrastructure bill, like Joe Biden has with lowering costs of drugs, like Joe Biden has by investing in the future and a clean future and trying to pivot into a future that's coming, whether you like it or not. These people are here to put a wrench in government. These people are going to continue to have hearings of nonsensical stuff like Hunter Biden's laptop. And these people are not going to get anything done. And these people are just going to put a wrench in everything. And this guy, even though he looks legit, he's totally not legit. He was an election denier. This same guy who's sitting here saying that because of the theory of evolution being taught in schools, people are taking guns and creating violence in schools, committing violence in schools. This same guy supported the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. This guy supported the people beating police with flagpoles and tasers. This same guy who says there's terrorists coming into this country, he's trying to scare people. The biggest threat to America are Americans. And this guy supports those threatening Americans. And so we are right back where we started. If not, we're further back. We got worse than Kevin McCarthy. I didn't think it could happen, but it happened. Way to go, MAGA Republicans. You did it. Let's see how slowly things move now. Let's see how much crap you can come up with. Mike Johnson, good luck. Hope you last more than a month or two. They'll probably vote you out as well because you'll do something they don't like. I'll just say this one more time. MAGA Republicans are very good at complaining. Donald Trump is very good at complaining. This doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. I'll fix it. But when they get in, they can't fix it. So if you're paying attention, if you're in any of the districts that these people represent, just look around and see what they've done, all right? Don't get caught up in the culture wars. Actually see what they've done. And if they ain't done nothing for you, don't vote for them. I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I'm on tour all over the country. Check me out. I'll be in DC. I'll be in Atlanta. I'll be in Connecticut. I'll be in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Vancouver, out of the country. I'm touring everywhere. Go to mazjobrani.com. Come see me live. Peace.